Buddies, I went for the first day, first show, kind of a fan event, and it was fantastic ish. Plus, I herald Galactus. Yep, he's massive here, he's massive in the movie, and that's what she said. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Buddies and Blockbusters. As you know, I'm your host, AJ, and we're here to review the one and only Fantastic Four First Steps. And yeah, guys, as I mentioned, this was kind of a first day, first show, I guess, because it was a fan event. Went for a 3D XD at Cinemark. Kind of hoped and wished for the cast to come out because when I saw a fan event, I thought, okay, am I going to get something or are we going to get like a reveal? But no, we did get a couple of stamps like goodies and stuff. Plus, the only benefit of a fan event is there's less trailers, and I had the opportunity to watch the next Avatar, and that looked amazing. But in terms of Fantastic Four, buddies, my initial reaction is I'm so glad that we have a much better movie compared to the last iteration, which was like an abomination. I actually had a good time end to end for the most part of this movie, and that's mainly because of the cast. Plus, I've got to mention this, the look and feel of this movie was just next level. I really like what the director showcased, the visual effects, the CGI, and there's a couple of shots, whether it's the space as well as the way how they handled Galactus. That was just next level, so I've got to give a huge, kudos to the visual effects department, plus the director, Matt Shockman, because I was a bit skeptical based on the trailers, as a couple of shots in the trailer looked kind of wonky. I don't want you guys to have that assumption just like how I did in the movie, because they've changed a couple of things. Whatever you saw in the trailer, you have an enhanced version, and a couple of shots are definitely different. I'm not sure why they did it. Maybe they just wanted to save it for the movie, and that was one of the main standards for this movie, at least in my opinion. The other piece is the cast. I really wanted to see if this cast was better than what we have seen before. And truth be told, they deliver. And I realized that, Pedro Pascal has been getting some hate recently, mainly because this dude is in all the movies, like whether it's TV shows or movies, you've seen him a lot. I've got to be honest, guys, he does a great job. He nails the role as Reed Richards, as Mr. Fantastic. You've got to have a specific trait to play this character, at least in this version of it, where yes, he's a genius. Yes, he's the brains of the group. But he has his own kind of OCD. He only sees signs. That's basically everything, whether it's for his general stuff and way of life, or taking care of his wife and kid, or just the most basic things. He always has a method that he needs to follow. He's always precautious. The way how he carried that character was brilliant. I mean, he just does a great job. Anything he touches, I guess, is good now. And the same thing goes to Vanessa Kirby, who plays Sue. I just loved it because she, as much as y'all might believe that she's the heart of the group, she demonstrated a lot of strength in my mind. She played a critical role in making sure that the group is intact and made critical decisions. And truth be told, for a pregnant lady going through a lot, especially saving the world and getting away from this guy, you will see in this movie, I don't want to spoil much, but you will see on why she played a pivotal role. And I really like the bond and chemistry that Pedro Pascal and Vanessa had. That bond kind of clicked. Plus, for the folks who had a lot of fear on Johnny's character, the Human Torch, I'm here to say, don't worry about it. Whatever has been said in press conference by Joseph Quinn is, I don't know why he said that, because in the movie, he's just like what we expect him to be. He is a ladies' man. He has his puns. He's funny. He is who he is, So I had fun with that character as well. And the banter between Johnny and Ben is golden. I like that dynamic. It works well together. Ben, on the other hand, didn't have a whole lot aside from being the Hulk of this movie, and he just needs to smash. Yes, he has a couple of emotional scenes, but that was not like expanded. The sole focus to me was between Reed and Sue compared to Johnny and Ben. But as a team, they work well together. And the other piece is, this dude over here, I'm telling you right now, yes, he's massive. Yes, he's huge. That's what she said. When he is revealed at the beginning, I'll be honest, it is scary. You have this fear in him because, one, of the way how he's being portrayed and the way how he's kind of showcasing the reasoning behind what he does. And then when the reveal happens and he starts talking and he has this fear-mongering way of putting down people, and he's just a giant planet-eating douche because he just looks at Sue and says, I need that baby. which is just insane. I really like the way how they handled Galactus during the first initial reveal. And the other piece is once he comes to Earth to battle the team and stuff like that, you always have this feeling of how are they going to pull this off? And to be told, with all the CGI and stuff, it works. I mean, they did a good job in showcasing how big and massive Galactus is. But to me, I was really hooked the first part of Galactus compared to the climax where, you have the battle going on. I was always concerned about, okay, how strong is this guy? Because if you look at him, he can just eat Thanos in 2 seconds, right? But when the climax happened, which I'm not going to spoil, I can see why he's not that strong. The other character that I need to mention is Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner. Again, everybody was kind of skeptical. Oh, it's a lady playing this role. It should have been a man. All that. I'm telling you right now, it works in the movie. It just worked. At least in my opinion, it just worked. And the whole back and forth between Johnny and Silver Surfer, I like that dynamic as well because, of course, he's the ladies' man. He's going to hit on her. And I think that's kind of the main reason on why she was there. No, and I was really impressed with the amount of power that the Silver Surfer has, and the stuff that she's done in this movie is next level. To me, she just had an extended cameo, but plays a pivotal role for the most part. So I think the cast delivered, the look and feel was great. The story, on the other hand, I wouldn't say predictable, but you can see where this is going. But I wanted to know and see what they do with this beast over here. Because if you think about it, he literally eats planets. In the trailer, he literally says, I'm going to eat Earth if you don't give me the baby. And to see that dynamic and how the back and forth happens was interesting. But outside of that, the story, for the most part, without spoiling much, it picks off 4 years after the team comes back from space. They have these powers. They're superheroes. They fight crime. They keep the world safe for the most part. They're living in a bougie lifestyle. Everybody loves them. They're cheering for them. It's comic book land. And the one thing that I loved that they did in this movie is it's not in the same Earth or universe as everything else. It's another Earth, and that's perfect because this year, whether it's a director or Kevin Feige, you did a good job in making the decision of keeping it in another Earth. They have all of that going on, and then all of a sudden you have Silver Surfer coming in, just in the trailer, saying, hey, Galactus is gonna eat your planet. And it's the battle between them about figuring out how to take him down, and there's a climax at the end. So you can see where this is going, but as I mentioned, I just wanted to see how they leverage and utilize Galactus. As a Marvel fan, as you know, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I had a good time. End to end. It was refreshing to see a Marvel movie get it right. Is it perfect and stuff? I don't think so, but it's kind of a wholesome movie, at least in my opinion, because I got what I was looking for. One, is it going to be better than the other franchise? Because we've always got a shitty Fantastic Four. Check. Two, is the cast going to be good? Check. Three, I wanted to see what they do with this beast here. They kind of did it-ish. Right? To me, it worked, and I'm actually curious to see how this team plays a role in the Avengers movie because they're going to be part of it, and it's kind of the build-up because Phase 6 begins with Fantastic Four. And most of you should know this as Marvel fans or even the general audience. There is end credit scenes. There's 2 of them. There's a mid-credit scene as well as a end credit scene. To me, the mid-credit scene is the most important. Be sure to stay back for that because, oh God, it's leading up to something huge. I was confused on why they put it in the mid-credit. They should put that in the end because the end credit scene is just like a fun couple of seconds. I mean, you're not going to miss out on something unless you're a true diehard Fantastic Four fan. Sure, stay back. So for my Marvel fans, we can rejoice. We have a good movie kicking off this phase. So my recommendation is y'all should go and watch it in the theater and have fun with it. You're going to love the cast and crew. So for the folks who have watched the Fantastic Four First Steps, what did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.